Welcome to Book Brunch, the video book club series that gives you the latest read on all the latest reads. I'm your host, author Dalton J. Poole. I've got my mimosa, I've got my chocolate croissant, or as the French call them, croissants. And I am ready to talk to you guys about this month's book, The Meaning of Mariah Carey. That's right, the diva megastar has finally released her memoir, and in the words of Mariah, it's full of festive moments, darling. The book is really good. Okay, before I get into the review, I want to talk to you guys about the format of my book reviews. I approach books in the same way that I would approach a 3-course meal. You got your appetizer, that's the thing that whets your appetite. The thing that, gets you turning pages and makes you not want to put the book down, you just turn the page, you can't put it down. That's the appetizer. Then you've got your entree. That's the human element of the book. That's the thing that makes you feel connected to the author, like you can relate to them. And then you've got your cherry on top, your dessert. Those are the sweet ooh and ah moments that make you laugh and make you cry and call your mama and call your cousins and call your best friend and talk about the book. Hi mom, cousins, friends. She spilled all the tea, girl. The Meaning of Mariah Carey has all 3 of those course elements, and we're about to get into them. Okay, so the appetizer for The Meaning of Mariah Carey is its sex appeal. Now this book is surprisingly sexy. And I say surprising, I don't know why I was surprised, because Mariah Carey's always been like, touch my body. This just in, Mariah Carey is sexy. Duh. Who knew that over the course of her 30-year career in the music industry, Mariah had been all 4 characters from Sex and the City at different times? Now, back to the early 90s, frizzy-haired Mariah Carey was a total Carey. She didn't have any money, she was living single in the city, didn't even have a decent pair of shoes, she had to wear her mom's hand-me-downs, she was borrowing money to create her demo, which would eventually get her her record deal. Then she meets this big-time record executive, Tommy Mottola. He signs her to Columbia Records, they get married, and he whisks her off to Westchester County, which is where NYC couples go when they're ready to suffer through monogamy. That got old. Then she divorced him and she became so devoted to her career. She was punching out hits like Honey and My All and Heartbreaker. Everything was going well. But then glitter happened and her career collapsed. She fell into a deep depression and we all saw the headlines, we all saw the tabloids. It was a whole ordeal. Finally, she had her triumph, her huge comeback, the emancipation of Mimi, and she became my favorite character from Sex and the City, Samantha. Now she's making her money, she's got these young, muscly men wrapped around her diamond-encrusted finger, and she's living her best life. We should all be so lucky. Next, we get into the entree of this book. The entree is the relatability of The Meaning of Mariah Carey. Now, this book is surprisingly relatable to a person living in 2020. I don't know how Mariah pulled it off because she started writing it years ago, and I think it was basically done when 2020 started. But let me tell you, this book is incredibly relatable. There's a particular moment in the book where she talks about race, and Mariah talks about race in this book the way she's never talked about race. But in this particular moment, she's 13, she's at a pool house in Long Island, and she's with her friends, this group of white girls that she wants to be a part of. The friends find out that her dad is black, they surround her, and they start calling her the N-word over and over again until Mariah is in tears. We're obviously able to connect to that now because we're seeing in the headlines, the only other thing in the headlines today besides the coronavirus is race. So that's very relatable to anybody who's going to read the book today. Another big relatable moment in the book is when she talks about New York City on 9/11 when she lived here in her penthouse. She says that she was depressed about the city being under attack. She happened to have been in LA on that day and she couldn't come directly back to the city because the neighborhood, Tribeca, where she lives, was completely shut down and she was worried about New York City, the city that she loves. When I was reading this particular passage, I was actually sitting in Central Park. I looked up at the skyline. It was dark. There were no tourists. There was no music playing. It was uncharacteristic of Central Park in September. And I am also worried about New York, the place that I love, so I was able to connect with her on that level. And finally, we get to the dessert, the cherry on top for the meaning of Mariah Carey, which is that it is incredibly hopeful. This book filled me with hope from start to finish, and of course it did. Of course Mariah Carey is hopeful. She's written songs like Hero, and they can't take that away. She's devoted her entire career to inspiring hope in all of us. In the epilogue of the book, she states, if there's anything she wants to share with us about her life, it's that we have to protect our dreams. That was the ooh, ah moment for me. I heard her loud and clear. You've got to protect your dreams. I've had to protect my dreams as a writer. You know, people have said to me, why do you write? Nobody reads anymore. Why are you wasting your time with that? And I just dismiss those people because those are my dreams and I got to protect them. I'm going to do what makes me happy and you've got to do what makes you happy. That is the big takeaway from this book, is that you have to protect your dreams. Now, if you've enjoyed today's book review, please click subscribe, click the like button, and leave a comment. Most importantly, visit my website, rodaltonjpool.com, where you can learn more about me and my writing. Join us next time when we'll be doing a book review of my own book, Peacewood, the Most Powerful Man in the World. I've never reviewed this book before. I'm very excited to review it, and I hope you guys tune in. See you next time. Bye. Book brunch, ba-doo-ba-da-ba-bow.
Again.